are trying to revolution, and they're built on the backs of fucking working people. They are built on the backs of working fucking people. And you, yeah!
Dude. We're getting this. That kid was attacked. Sucker punch and attacked. I was attacked. We got plenty of cameras on. He was attacked. He was attacked. Treat him good. Yes, he was attacked. Right? He says he was attacked. Don't side with Antifa on camera, guys. We got you guys on camera, like multiple people. Yeah, so what we have here, my audio is coming in just fine with my new mic.
Yeah, baby.
So we got a series of videos that I compiled, pretty underperforming videos, disappointingly, on my channel. I think videos like this should be viral as fuck. But I've got a compilation of videos from across the country and Antifa and BLM protests that I've gone to that I've titled Cops Siding With Antifa, okay? Basically what it depicts is police officers being either hands-off or conciliatory toward or biased in favor of or just straight up siding with Antifa BLM psycho mobs. So I think
and they're like making it sound like that you're doing it for your own safety.
They're doing it for my own safety.
Yeah, right. From what I've seen, how they explain it to you, it's like this is like for your safety. Like they're acknowledging that Antifa's violent and has weapons. They're like trying to say that to you. You're like, what the fuck is going on? Talk about feeling gaslit, dude.
Right.
You're like, are you the police?
Right.
You telling me that they just get to do that?
So there's examples of this, you know, in California, in Boston, Massachusetts, and in the Midwest, like right here in Milwaukee. So, case study. Yeah, we can go over this if you're just to preface.
Yeah.
This video was from Berkeley. There was like a transgender conservative out in Berkeley. Was trying to do like one of those like free speech Proud Boy hybrid kind of events, and of course Antifa and BLM have to show up and do what they do. What we have here is like I'm just filming in the park at the Martin Luther King Jr. public park in Berkeley, and they're trying to shove me out of the space and demand that I leave, and they whip water in my face and stuff like that, and yeah, just let it roll.
Come on, man. Dude, come on, man.
Keep this peaceful because we are
Leave me alone. Leave me alone, please.
What you do to him is what you do to any person down.
I didn't fucking do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong.
You've been asked to leave.
That doesn't matter.
Still support this man.
You have been asked to leave.
That's great.
How many
Why don't you go?
times? We've been asking you to leave all fucking day.
Hey, can you help me? They're harassing me. Can you help me?
Dude. Stop racist attacks.
What did I'm being kicked out?
Get him out of here.
All right. Why am I being kicked out?
Get him out of here.
So they can attack you so you can force to meet the violence?
No.
Okay, that's all we're asking. If
You want them to attack you? Is that what he said?
Did you see that? Did you hear that?
We don't have to worry about protecting you.
Yeah.
Because we prevented it before it started, right? So we ask for cooperation, all right? That's all.
Okay.
So can we
May I
keep going?
May I stand on the perimeter, or
Can we have you keep going, please?
just completely out of the event? Just
Why stay?
Oh, yes.
Why stay?
I believe in freedom of the press.
I get that,
Right.
but what happens when you get attacked?
Hopefully these guys get rightfully arrested, but I mean I don't want to tie you guys up. Like by all means.
But that's exactly what's going to happen.
Right.
Right?
So he doesn't want to get tied up. Doesn't want
They're going to attack you.
He's saying yes. These violent thugs, these mobs, are going to go crazy and physically assault you. He acknowledges that. He so-called acknowledges freedom of the press, but can you leave this public park because they're going to attack you? And earlier he said, "What are you trying to do? You're trying to provoke them so they attack you?" No, they're the provocateurs. They're the agitators, as you can see.
They're the ones yelling.
Yeah, they're the ones
screaming constantly at the police.
I was throwing shit. They threw water at me and everything. You know, that's so that's what we have. I mean, we have a cop. This is one of a few examples I've gotten across the country of the Antifa mob sort of swarming around me and others, threatening, throwing shit, shouting down, trying to shove out of a public space, and then the cops will come through and say, "Hey, can you not provoke them? Can you get out of here and not provoke them? Because we don't want to have to arrest them." It's like, well, they're just basically saying they don't want to have to do their jobs, right? Yeah. What are they fucking there for? I don't. It just
like he's like, you know, they're gonna attack you, right? Well, yeah. Was that what? Like, did you know that the cops thought that about them, or like, did you find out when he said that?
Well, I had, at this point I'd already had. Maybe it'll be in one of the next clips. But I had already had an example of this happening in Boston with that crazy guy, like the older gray-haired guy, fucking with Tim Pool and fucking with me. Maybe that'll be in this compilation. I'm not sure, but yeah, I mean, it
is the Boston one's in this one. Yeah,
there's a handful of examples of Antifa being aggressive, trying to shove people out of public spaces. Cops will say, "Hey, why are you provoking them?" It's like they're on the same side, I guess. I don't know, man. Like, it's just really fucking weird. But yeah, I guess do continue. Like,
well, like, how are they not provoking anybody? They're in a fucking large group and they're saying pejorative things, screaming pejorative things over and over again.
Yeah.
And like being antagonistic. Yeah, I had a video where I went out at the Proud Boys, whatever, freedom of speech rally, and there was some dudes from like Ireland that are coming through and they're like, "What's going on here?" And I was like, "Well, let's go on this side." Went on the non-Antifa side. I'm like, "Hey, what's going on, everybody?" Everyone's fucking talking and shit. And I go, "Do you want to go over on that side?" And they're like, "No." It was like the most objective opinion I could possibly get. I was like, "Why?" It's like their faces are covered and they're in all black and they're yelling at people.
They have crudely fashioned cudgels and they're pacing around like maniacs ready to strike.
Let's go. Let's go. All right, that's this side. Let's be fair. All right. Hold on.
I'm gonna get this if you are.
Oh, Durst?
Yeah, what's up?
Durst the worst, dude.
It's cracking.
What's going on, man?
What's your name?
Nick.
What up, Nick?
Yeah, I just saw you on the Based in LA video, and then I found your channel.
Yeah, that was a sketchy interview because the Antifa people were like gearing up to fucking like start sieging people in my right in front of my eyes. That was scary, dude.
Yeah.
An adrenaline rush.
Right? Yeah, this is a little too big. Well, so this dude's from Ireland, okay?
Oh yeah?
And I just saw him walking by, and he's like asking what's going on. So I'm like, let's go on that side and talk to people. And then I was like, let's go on this side. Do you guys want to go over there right now? Which, right? So we can agree that side seems more welcoming than this side. Why do they seem unwelcoming?
They're intimidated.
Why?
Because of the bandanas and stuff.
And they're all dressed in black. Tourists just walking through Boston Common. Like, what the fuck is going on?
So can I ask you,
They're
please,
priceless.
on your own volition, can you just solve the problem before they get started? I would greatly appreciate it.
Alrighty.
What are you trying to de-escalate?
Quadruple chin there.
Did you see that? Yeah, did you see that? The cops sided with them, dude. The cops sided with them and told me to get out.
Go 5 quid. Oh yeah, okay.
Hey, what do you think this is that I'm doing right now? And you're continuing to advance upon me.
I'm telling you to go back.
That's exactly what I'm doing, buddy.
I know, and I'm making sure you go back. So
he's advancing toward me. Boston. Okay, so
that's
yeah,
not my
pause
side.
right quick. So this is the Boston. This is the Boston Common event, like what, 3 years ago. The top of the hill there by the little statue monument thing. There's like a crowd of them, like DSA and and communist groups. They're all fucking crazy. There's one dude with like a freaking like walkie-talkie system or something. There's this really bizarre like quasi sophisticated line of communication they have going on. This guy's trying to like shove me out of the space. After this, I went back up and like continued to record, but this demonstrated like just this entire theme. But if you'll continue, like he basically advances toward me to get me out of the space, the public space.
Well, what the fuck were you doing over there, dude? What the fuck? You're antagonizing him. Oh, what did I say to antagonize him? Oh, yeah. The way the fucking Boston cop talks to you is fucking spooky.
Media?
You know you're... No, he needs to go back.
What? So you're saying...
What the park ranger's already explained. It's freedom of speech. You guys can do what you want.
Yeah.
But what you're doing is incite. All right?
He was getting in my face menacingly.
You're right. He was.
What's that?
He's not,
I'm not with
he's
either
not with any
group.
However,
Yeah.
I know he's getting in your face, menacing you.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
when you get up in
yeah.
his face with a camera escalating...
No, he got in my face.
Sir,
He got in my
sir,
face.
Sir, all we're asking you to do, we don't want any tension between anyone. People want to yell this, people want to yell that. Anyone can yell what they want. This is America. All I'm asking you to do, don't stick a camera in his face when you know he's clearly agitated. All you do is incite things. I'm asking you to just... You can film whatever you want. Just do it in a way where you're not going up to someone and making someone upset. Whether it's this group of actors...
Your existence is making someone upset. He's not saying what you did. Just you being there is making them upset.
So is this...
How much... Yeah.
Is this cop so dunderheaded and grug-brained that he doesn't see a difference between these two fucking groups?
No, he knows what he's doing. He's yadding you off. Everything you say, he goes, oh, I understand, feigned empathy. Oh, yeah, I agree with you. Whatever you say, he's acting like he's agreeing with you, and then saying something that means he does not agree with you. It's gaslighting.
It's fucking crazy, man. Like, so I'm the one instigating, and you could probably look up the, might want to link the full video in the description. I didn't, like, I mean, how am I inciting? The word incitement is a very specific legal category.
Well,
it's a legal category of crime. It's a specific type of crime where you go, hey, everyone, go do this illegal activity. Like, hey, everyone, go destroy, attack, or burn this.
The lefties will say they didn't see what you were saying, like, beforehand. Like, oh, you just turned it on probably after you did something. That's what they would say.
I really didn't. I mean, I was up there just talking about policy.
What would you have done? None of them say what you did. They're just telling you to leave. If you did something, they would have said, hey, he's doing this. Never did they even say that you're really doing anything. He's bothering us, is the effect of what Antifa's saying to the police.
Because I'm fucking...
The police they hate. The police they hate, by the way.
Because I'm filming them being barbaric.
How fucking gross is that? Where Antifa gets to say that, like, they hate the police, fucking all cops are bastards, but then they also go to the police, he's bothering me, and they fucking listen to Antifa. Ugh.
No, and he saw this happening from at the bottom of the hill, and he came up to me to say this spiel.
Yeah, it'll just be easier. And since he said it's easier for him to say something to you than it is to them. So if he says something to you and you don't listen to the cop, then you're going to be in trouble. See how that works?
Now, see, what I'm tripping on, another thing I'm tripping on is, like, these cops, like, they don't want to have an excuse to arrest these motherfuckers. Like, they don't want to actually... you know, I've said it before, and I'll say it again, dude. Like, if I were given clearance to, like, manhandle these Antifa fuckers, like, legally, given clearance by the government, I would enlist in the army like that, dude. I'm not kidding, dude. But
it's bad optics, though. It's bad optics.
I know like, yeah, I mean, I know that the army...
He doesn't want to lose his job.
That the cops and the riot cops have been treating these motherfuckers with kid gloves for 4 years. We got it documented. Even when it's coming to a head, like, it's erupted out into the streets, like, very violently across the country. They're still fucking... You know, I think in Seattle they banned pepper bombs and tear gas. Like, they defanged the cops, and they defunded and defanged the cops in a lot of these cities where these riots are going on. In Minneapolis, they're telling the citizens to just, like, since robberies and murders have gone up 100%, they're telling these people to just let muggers take your shit. Don't even fight with them. It's unbelievable what's going on, dude. And so, like, this right here, this was, like, what, 3 years ago? This was sort of the lead up, like, the antecedent to what we're seeing right now. And I try to
right, exactly.
This was me, like, not quite at this era. I still thought I was, like, a liberal, right? So I still thought I was on the left.
Yeah.
Still, in this video, I still thought I was on the left, and I thought that, you know, warn fellow liberals that the left has gone too far, right? That's sort of the stage I was at, and a lot of these liberals and moderates were not having it. They weren't listening to me, but it perhaps was too late then, and it's especially too fucking late now. So I don't know.
Well, that's the thing too. It's easy to feel really like fucking gaslit when you have like video, like hundreds of hours of video proof of this happening, and people are just choosing to not look at it.
Yeah.
That would drive me fucking insane.
I mean, I've gone out to dinner with some people, or like, you know, like with old friends, and they either pretend to not know what's going on, or again, they're just ignorant. I personally, maybe it's because we're on this like specific internet sphere of sorts, and we think like evident, but I don't know. To me, it's like I don't see how you could conceivably miss this, especially now.
What fucking kills me? Well, yeah, especially now, exactly. And now's a good time to go through this fucking footage and talk about it, because it's been slowly happening for a while, and you've been saying shit, and people haven't been fucking paying attention to it. But then, like, you know, even just to a regular person, like, hey, they can protest, but we can't go back to work. Like, how much of a loyalist are you to be able to, like, well, you know, the reason is different. Like, you know, coronavirus doesn't care about the reason, right? As to like people gathering and stuff like that. Like even that kind of conversation is like testy. Like, don't, you know, what's that Colin Flaherty book? Don't make the black kids angry or something like that.
Yeah, or White Girl Bleed a Lot, which I
Yeah.
know the people who fucking that book was based on, the title that book was based on, and none of them have read it. I guarantee you half of them don't, most of them don't even know the existence of it. And
yeah, so talk about that a little more. Like, what do you mean you know?
Oh, they're just like River West. It's the you know, it's like a hipster neighborhood in Milwaukee. It's where like all the punk rock and hardcore metal, whatever, DIY punk rock basement shows happen. You know, like
Yep.
small venues, basements, you know, art galleries, you know, dive bars. It's where all the punk rock shows happen. I used to hang out with a lot of these people, play in bands with them, go on tour with them, hang out at their frat houses, with, you know, punk houses. Maybe you or some of the viewers have some experience with that kind of thing. You know that scenes are like a huge breeding ground for Antifa types. So if you see Antifa types or BLM types, there's a high probability that a lot of them have come out of that scene, right? But so basically one night, they on 4th of July in like 2011, they were hanging out in the Reservoir Park in River West on like Bremen, and they were besieged by a mob of youths, shall we say, and as they were beaten down on one of the blonde girls, one of them said, "White girl bleed a lot."
Police Chief Ed Flynn is promising to make sure his department responds better in the future. The victim count has risen above a dozen. New at 10, 12 News' Nick Bohr talks with victims who are hoping the incident can lead to some positive change.
Right, Terry, we're here at Gordon Park. This was the site of a packed house meeting here tonight as people came sharing their concerns about this mob beating Sunday night, which has injured some 13 people at the latest count. Within minutes of a group of young people ravaging a gas station convenience store, some 24 people were targeted by an even larger mob at Reservoir Park.
I was in shock. I just stood there, I couldn't move, and I saw them coming at us, and there was nothing I could do.
Jessica tells us she fled in fear.
I actually started to run down the hill and then turn back around to go back, and I realized I couldn't, and to see my friends getting kicked in the head, and I just had to go back down the hill to safety. It was very traumatic.
One of those friends shows the signs of the attack. What happened to your eye?
I don't know. Could have been a fist or a bottle. I don't know, honestly.
James Zajakowski says he was swarmed under by mostly male teens.
The strangest thing I've ever seen in my life, and it was so chaotic. There was just punches thrown. Before I knew it, I was on the ground and being kicked, and people were rifling through my pockets trying to get my phone and my wallet. It's tough to even like determine what happened, how many people there were and stuff.
It was scary.
It was terrifying, but it was also, I don't know, more in shock than anything else, I guess.
And Colin Flaherty wrote a book documenting youth mob violence title it "White Girl Bleed a Lot." It was based on that occurrence. And since that book has come out, I've read it. Also, like the cops and the media did not accurately report on the hate crime aspect of it, because it was clearly a hate crime because they say white girl bleed a lot.
James says his friends who are white heard some racial comments directed at them, but he really doesn't know whether race played a role, as some have suggested.
I hope, if anything, it doesn't create more animosity, because it's, I don't know, Milwaukee can be a beautiful place to live, and I hate to see it create that kind of division any further.
Police say that 4 parents have come forward in the last 24 hours to turn in their children after they saw them on that video. So far, no formal charges have been filed.
But since I've read it, I've tried to reach out to a handful of people that were involved in that incident, and I've been like, "Hey, were you aware of this book? Have you, if you are aware of it, have you read it?" And they don't respond. They just block me without even responding. They're all Black Lives Matter supporters. They're all Antifa supporters.
Yeah.
Insane. We've kind of digressed a little bit here. I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's how this swelled so large, because people just stopped associating with those people, and they've been getting louder and louder and louder, and fucking the epitome of a fucking echo chamber, where they will only talk to people that don't go off script. That's why it's dogmatic and cultish.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, these people just get wasted all the time. They go to really shitty punk shows where only 1 out of 20 bands that you see is actually decent, and they all seem to realize this, and they all seem to sort of, in some compartment of their brain, realize that the politics are bad and stupid and don't make any sense, but they're sort of playing the game. They're shit testing each other, they're lying to each other. It's really ugly and gross, and they're all on drugs, and they're fucking each other's girlfriends and
degenerates.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Degenerate behavior.
I don't know. Let's continue the video.
I don't care. I don't want to break up any fights. I don't want anyone getting hit with sticks. They all have sticks. We know this. We're watching.
So you know what these guys are. These guys come specifically to attack people.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
Of course they do.
So,
I know exactly what everything is.
What I can tell you is that I did not stick my camera in that guy's face. He got in my camera.
I appreciated doing that.
Yeah.
Okay? I appreciated not doing that.
Yeah.
And even if he did walk up to you, all I'm asking you to do is walk away. Be the bigger person. That's all I'm asking.
Even if he... dude, how infantilizing and condescending is that conversation? That's what you say to 2 siblings that are fucking fighting with each other.
Yeah.
Even if he does walk up to you, what are you, his fucking son? You never throw the first punch. If someone walks up to you, you gotta walk away and be the bigger person. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, man.
What do you mean if he fucking walks up to me, I still have to walk away if he walks up to me? That's fucking insane.
That's deranged, dude. Fucking deranged. Wow.
Well, it used to be more fun. I don't know, had the cops always been like this toward you?
I mean, since I've been doing this, there's been a lot of examples that we'll get to. This is the second example out of maybe 7 that we might get to. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking.
I was doing it. I was doing it.
But when it came to a time when you came back to the tree and you weren't going any further, that was when I interjected. All I'm asking you to do. You know what I mean? I'm here trying to make sure everyone keeps the peace. And you can film me all you want. I don't care. As long as you get my good side and it goes on YouTube, it's going to be great.
I don't care.
Yeah.
So we get a lot of hits.
Okay, that's great.
And I think we're going to unmask these.
You know what?
See, you see what he's doing to Tim Pool over there? That's a pretty prominent media guy with the blue
why
beanie.
can Tim Pool go over there? Why can Tim Pool go over there, but you can't?
I mean, I went back up there as soon as this conversation was over, mind you.
Yeah, okay. It's a
same guy. He's menacing the dude right now. So I mean,
you can film that.
I'm not. Can I make sure that if he attacks Tim Pool, that?
Well, if he attacks Tim Pool, he'll get arrested. Because I'm watching.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, and he's on course to attack people.
Will they get arrested if they attack you? What the fuck?
Well, yeah, that is the case, but it's he doesn't want it to come to that because I don't care. I don't they don't want it to happen. They're lazy or something. I don't know, or they're just dumb, or they.
It's just not going to end well for them, though. They know that this is top down of what they're told to do. It's not like he came up with that on his own conclusion. You know what I'm saying?
The mayors of these big cities are probably Antifa themselves.
I think they're just fucking trying to stay in office.
Yep.
And they keep trying to bend the knee. Boston's pretty good, though. We're liberal, but we're not fucking crazy like Portland and fucking Washington and apparently fucking Wisconsin. Jesus Christ.
For that fucking
people
time
along with a
where
lot of
there's
these
like
2x4 wielding psycho ninja warriors over here. So I'm just saying,
The
I
only
mean,
thing I'm asking is, hey, I just want this, no matter how much people are antagonizing, I just want everything to be peaceful. All right?
I got you.
Worst the worst, bitch.
So they don't have a permit for this.
Okay, so this one, stop. This one is in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
This one is in Milwaukee, okay? About, like, what, 2 years ago. This is from another compilation called Abortion Clinic Craziness. It's like a 5-part series where these Antifa psychos posted up in front of an abortion clinic in the area to basically menace all the old ladies that stand out in front, like, hey, you know, we're praying for you, don't abort your baby, you know, Jesus loves you, whatever. So these psycho ski mask wearing, well-funded usually IWW, you'll see some of the flags, they're Wobblies, IWW.
Wobblies?
Yes, that's what they call themselves. IWW, International Workers of the World. Which is basically what Antifa is comprised of, is like some social democrats, some liberal, like Bernie Sanders supporters, but a lot of IWW wobblies. So, yeah, these guys are, I mean, I'm pretty sure they don't have a permit or anything like that. Like, they don't look law.
Since when do they don't even know what the laws are? They just make their own laws. What do you
think? They're against the law. Is an ideology. But yeah, in this one, you'll see yet another example where they tell me not to provoke them, and my very presence in and of itself, recording them being barbaric, is provoking the barbarism, I guess. So it's more psychotic circular logic where they're treating them with kid gloves and...
You know, they don't like that. They don't like that. Stop bothering them. You're not yelling or anything. You're just, like, filming them.
I mean,
But even so, you can't ask them why they're there. It's their freedom to protest, but it's not your freedom to talk to protesters.
You know, they're there to menace people who don't like abortion violently in a mob. That's what it is. They're there to people who are opposing what I believe, actually, at this point, to be violence. I used to be pro-abortion myself, but I don't really hold that position anymore. But that's a whole nother podcast. But
yeah,
this is psycho. From my view, this is psycho degenerates getting into a mob to violently menace elderly men and women for opposing the violent system that is abortion.
We really do have a mental illness issue in this country that is unaddressed.
Yeah.
And it's with these crazy, rabid lefties that are allowed to just fucking go out there with no consequence, get right in people's faces, scream at them, and then fucking tell the police on you and say he's bothering us.
A lot of times,
they're so tough, aren't they?
A lot of times they don't even fucking need to tell the police. The police will just say so, like, of their own volition. Like the past two clips that we just saw, right? Oh yeah, click play if you will.
Let's do that. I'm gonna assume. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I'm gonna see what these cops are gonna do.
Cops are coming over.
Another anonymous submission. I was 20 and in college with that man I would marry for a few years later. We both knew how limited we would be if we had a baby.
Rude.
You go ask the cops why they're letting this happen.
Ask the cops why they're letting this happen.
Hey, how's it going, you guys? Good. Yeah.
You enjoying yourself?
Yeah. I'm just filming the whole event.
Gotcha.
I don't believe these guys have a permit. So.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
It's America.
Okay.
Everybody's protesting everything.
I think they're a little bit thuggish. You know.
As long as they're not bothering you and you're not bothering them, it's all good.
They have a tendency of getting up in people's faces, but we'll get the whole thing on camera.
The best thing to do is just stay out of their face.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I'll stay far away from them.
Sure.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a right to protest, and that's cool, but don't antagonize.
Alrighty then.
Okay.
I would contend that they are primarily the antagonists. But that's my opinion on the matter. But I will continue to passively stand here and.
There you go. Keep your distance. And
Yeah, this was so new to you.
Alrighty
You
then.
couldn't fucking believe it. You didn't know what to say.
It's also like
not to do anything.
It's also respecting authority, right? And you know, you can't really see like it's civility, right, Nick? It's
Well, I mean, it is, but you also know that they're not gonna. If shit goes down, they're not gonna have your fucking back. Like just by having these conversations with them, it's like, what is the point of going back over there, where they can fucking just, you know, a group of 20 people can lie about what you did.
Oh, okay, so you're right, but standing right over here by the pole, you can see that dude right there. That is a Milwaukee Public Schools art teacher named John Fleissner, dude. So he's I don't know, he's like posted up watching me and Riley standing here, or like supervising from across the street. I don't know what his deal is, but I have other clips, maybe in the same, not in this compilation, but in the same playlist. There'll be a video from UWM that I find very peculiar. Maybe we can load that one up in this podcast here too.
Yeah.
But that dude is a straight up like open Antifa supporting, BLM supporting, radical psycho.
Well, Antifa's anti-fascist and Black Lives Matter is just, you know, rights for black people, you know?
Well, Antifa is BLM and BLM is Antifa, but like this guy is a Milwaukee Public Schools art teacher, and he uses the guy sitting up against the pole right there in the video frame. This is all like sufficiently like on the screen, right? We got it all squared away. Okay,
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that dude is, and he's got the Adidas, like trendy Adidas crap on, because he's like a worker, right? But he's just an open, brazen Antifa communist fucking like BLM supporting art teacher, and he uses his platform to indoctrinate the kids, like straight up. I got the screen caps and everything. Anyway,
You do have some really good, like, fucking town hall footage, too.
Yeah, same dude has attended a lot of the town halls I've been in, a lot of the
Fucking figured.
A lot of the teachers union stuff where they're demanding like more and more to pass half of their kids, and the half of the kids that actually pass don't even have literacy.
Oh my god, it's like that in Boston public schools, dude.
Right.
They don't want it to look bad for people of color, so they just pass them along and shit like that, and they're not learning a fucking thing.
I mean, if they really, honestly, I think if they cared about the kids, they just let them drop out more easily and like have more certifications and internships and
Well, yes, I mean,
trade.
do you support school choice and whatnot, and not forcing them to go to public school? Being able to choose different schools to go to?
I mean, maybe, but I don't know if that's really the solution per se. I think that maybe emphasizing like homeschooling. I don't know. At this point, the damage is probably already done.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think I regret to say it, but a lot of families probably are not equipped educationally themselves in order to homeschool. But maybe at one point that would have been the case. It's just a little bit too late now.
Oh yeah, it is. And the culture itself, definitely.
Yeah, but it's also that the dude leaning up against the pole, John Fleissner, MPS art school, or MPS art teacher, Antifa psycho. It's also he and his union buddies can continue to get money and power for themselves, so that, like, by extension, the Democratic Party and also by extension the bankster class that funds them can continue to.
He has the backing of the establishment. He has establishment backing.
Yeah. And he's right by the cop cruiser too. Like, this is, I don't know, this is kind of weird and suspicious to me. Like, and there's other examples we might get to.
Yeah, I'll keep playing it.
Who did what?
The cops don't do anything. That's why it's allowed.
The cops allowed them to besiege UWM last winter.
Because who do they work for? They work for the police, and they work for Tom Barrett.
Dude over there sitting next to the fucking, he seems buddy-buddy with the cops, even though he postures about being anti-cop everywhere else.
Because they're all part of the same system, dude.
It's John Fleissner, dude. I know for a fact. Yes, do you have a...
I'm swapping it over to the second one.
Yeah, compilation number 2. This is fucking Boston Commons. What this is a fucking example of this libertarian looking dude. Don't tread on me flag.
Yeah.
Some Antifa fucker's gonna come up to him and jack it The cops are going to apprehend him.
No, there are all kinds of revolution.
Try to steal his flag for no reason.
People. They are back on the back for working fucking people. And you,
Arrested. But yeah, as you can see, he was attacked and he got his shit stolen and he's trying to get it back. Other dude tries to snag his other flag out of his hand, and he's like,
not like slowly or in a coy way either. Pretty ripping, trying to. He's like being dragged because he's hanging on to his possession.
Right, and so come over and they extract him proceedings
to save him.
Dude, how about like save him, but then Billy Club the motherfuckers in the temple and arrest them for what they're doing. You know, like that's. I feel like at least most of the people in my audience / like the random people that came across this video unanimously fucking agree. Like, why the fuck? Why are they able to do that without getting arrested or manhandled by the cops? And especially, why is he being manhandled like that? Why is he being extracted? Why aren't they defending, defending him and then destroying the fucking violent thieving thugs? Right? See, growing up,
that's what they're told to do.
Growing up, boomers gave me every indication that what I just described is why cops are awesome, because that's what cops do, right? Allegedly, like legend has it, cops are there, to fucking protect you and protect your property and protect your safety and well-being and against psycho mobs like this. But as we can see, that's not necessarily the case. So,
I mean, that was pretty egregious too. Like, I don't know. Like, do you feel that comfortable to be able to just walk up to someone? But that's the power in numbers, dude. It's like a beehive. That's what I've been saying. Like, I would say a few years ago, I'm like, do you guys find it weird that like 40,000 people wake up across the country and all think the exact same thing? Like one day, all of a sudden, so many people just think the same thing out of fucking nowhere. That's strange to anybody at all?
It wasn't completely out of nowhere. Like I said, it was well funded sometime around 2013 when everybody had got smartphones and were using them all day, every day. And, there's a lot of money pumped into hashtag fucking movements, right? So.
We're getting this.
Wow.
We got plenty of cameras on. He was attacked.
Wow.
Cuffing him.
Don't side with Antifa on camera,
Fuck the police.
We got you guys on camera, like multiple people.
Guys, same thing. Back up a step.
You're gonna be okay, man. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
This is crazy. This is insane. I can't believe that I'm witnessing.
So that was absurd, man. That was fucking.
Put handcuffs on him. As if he was gonna be like showed any signs of like running back after them or anything like that.
And he's like
apprehended him.
Like a little bit soying out, not super soying out. Not that I necessarily wouldn't either, or any of us wouldn't either. But he's like, hey man, they're just trying to steal my libertarian, whatever, non-aggression principle memorabilia.
Yeah.
And you're cuffing him. Like, literally, dude got cuffed for having his shit stolen and getting manhandled. He got manhandled and apprehended for being manhandled and thieved. It's just...
Yeah, but what's property when it comes to people's lives, Darst, all right?
See, again, like all the fables I was told by boomers growing up was that cops were there to protect your property and protect yourself, your safety and your person. Like that's what I was told,
I don't even. But honestly, with the police being like this, I don't even know what the gun does for them toward a police officer at this point. Like, it seems like the gun's going to protect them from their fellow man at this point, but even still, the law is being unequally applied based on political alignment.
You know. Oh, okay, so this next clip is from Madison, Wisconsin. This was, I believe, a pro-Second Amendment rally organized by a libertarian guy out of Madison named Thomas Leaguer. And so, of course, Antifa has to lie. Oh, CV, right? Remember CV?
Oh, I know CV.
She and her buddies of course, had to lie and say that they're a bunch of white supremacists to drum up all the, and Madison especially has a problem with, like, homeless, like, drug-addicted psychos. So drum up the anger and the ire of all the homeless or borderline destitute and homeless drug addict psychos that hang out at the university. So I don't remember exactly what happened here, but you'll see yet another example with this dude on the right here, this Jesus-looking dude. His name is Tyler Baggins.
Yeah.
Tyler Baggins. He's I guess a quasi-patriot, but basically, yeah, just hit play. You'll see.
Yeah. What's up, dude? They're gonna follow you around and try.
Oh yeah, I know that guy.
They were dry humping me earlier to get me to leave.
Yeah, they're blocking him.
He's having a great time though.
I hope you believe that. I hope we're all about that.
Nazis go home.
You know
what
all
Nazis?
Nazis are dead, right? All Nazis are dead.
See me anyway. You're not even blocking it. It's just my face. It's just my face. I'm filming
Forget this. Hey, it's these guys.
He grabbed it.
You guys, fuck you. Fuck you. You grabbed the phone out of my hand. You grabbed the phone out of my hand.
What's going on here? What a guy.
Excuse me. Sorry, excuse me.
You guys are about to screaming. We don't want you to be in the line and walking.
You want me to be safe, right?
We're stirring up trouble.
Oh, really?
It really is effective to, like, you have a camera on someone else that has a camera on them, because people don't usually get to see, like, that side of, like, your videos of, like, you standing there with the camera and, like, what you're not doing.
You of course saw that Oy vey, like, physically grab at his camera, right? That definitely happened. That's battery at least, or attempted theft or something like that. So this is Madison, Wisconsin, a completely separate city in the Midwest. He's being swarmed, he's being harassed, he's being battered or assaulted or whatever you want, whatever the legal definition is attempted theft by that dude with the glasses and the knit cap. And watch what these cops do. Like,
About fear. You're creating fear. You're saying that the KKK is on the state capitol. You need to get away from us.
yep.
They're not the KKK. They're not the KKK, guys. They're not the people. Because they're not the people. They're not the KKK. This is insane.
I love this, dude. Oh my god.
I can't believe this. I mean, you
Hear that?
I'm not going. They're coming into my face. They come into me and they're getting this close. No, I'm sorry. So I'm telling you, don't get into people's face. I will not. Stay away. I'm videotaping the whole thing.
Stay away. Yep.
They're following me around. They're grabbing me. What am I going to do? They're worried about somebody. What am I going to do? It looks like you're trying to provoke. That's what it looks like. They're trying to provoke people. That's
You know these guys? He's a very entertaining commentator, yes.
Gotta capture some of that.
He's like a pro wrestler. It's like kayfabe, you know what I'm saying?
So the guys in the West are more focused on him than you this time.
They're focused on people who record the event, I guess. They surround people, they swarm them, try to push them out of the area. They were dry humping me earlier.
Yep, I know.
Scream in my face. Their tactic, what they do when you initiate a conversation and the guys with the vests come up to you and start talking to you, and when you don't do what they tell you, when you don't allow them to escort you out, they bring a guy with a megaphone over to shout you down. So they're literally, their tactic is to find people who disagree with them, come in, circle around them, and shout them down.
The cops just waiting for him to stop talking.
And they're telling each other to do it too. This is like, don't do that. They've organized this. Like, but you also have to understand, like, if we talk to them, there's two sides. No, and you guys can do that there with your sides.
There's a reason the cops are down here babysitting them, not the guys with the guns. Right?
Oh, but the cops are on the side of the fascists, right?
Right, so
the cops are on the side of the mythical fascists.
This is yet another example in a completely different major city of the cops saying, "Hey, don't provoke them," as it's just clearly the exact opposite. That these provocateurs, these agitators, are just specifically there to provoke and agitate and be violent, and to shout people down and to shut down any sort of discussion. It's so bizarre, man. You're clearly here to provoke. No, he was there to document some sort of a conversation. Like, at the very most, he's probably just there to, like, you know, provoke a conversation where he, like, refutes someone's premise on camera, right?
Yeah,
that's it.
But like for example, so like in Minneapolis, like the last video, the video you just put out at the very end is a news report from September of 2019. Where they just show like 3 different videos of black people assaulting white people and robbing them. And they were like, it's a robbery, and they didn't mention race at all whatsoever. It felt like a fucking Babylon Bee video at a certain point, or like a fucking Onion fucking video, because you thought he was going to say, he's like, we've noticed a trend, and like in your mind you go immediately, oh, he's going to say black people, and he's like, they're looking for phones. Like, what? How do you show that footage and not mention race at all whatsoever? They rode a bicycle over the white dude. They took his shoes off. They took his fucking pants off. And then they also jumped on his body, and they called it a robbery.
The surveillance video is brutal. A group of people on the Target Field Plaza start punching a man, then jumping on him, stripping off his pants and stealing from his pockets, throwing a potted plant on him, then running him over with a bicycle.
I don't think I have ever seen anything like what I saw at Target Field.
Ken Sherman, owner of 7 Steakhouse and Sushi on Hennepin Avenue, has long been a critic of the amount of crime-fighting resources spent downtown. He thinks these videos, recorded in August, while shocking, are important for the public to see.
Look, stealing is one thing, but the level of viciousness goes far beyond anything I think any of us who are civil people imagine.
A second video given to KARE 11 this week shows a group surrounding a man at 5th and Hennepin, snatching his cell phone, then beating him senseless. And Sherman is now releasing yet another video, recorded in July, of the same thing happening to 2 men in that same area. Police recently arrested 16 people allegedly involved in these incidents.
At this time last year, there'd been 156 robberies in the downtown precinct. This year, there's been 240. That's more than a 53% increase.
But are the videos a window into the need to hire more officers? Mayor Jacob Fry thinks so.
We want officers out there on the street walking a beat, preventing some of these serious crimes before they take place to begin with.
But Steve Fletcher and some of his fellow council members are skeptical of additional hires and believe downtown policing can be improved with completely revamped scheduling and staffing.
I want to tie our investments to structural change that improves the performance of the police department.
As for the robberies, police say they've gone way down after the recent arrests, and they hope no more videos like this pop up. Lou Ragoose, KARE 11 News.
Chief Arredondo wants to add 400 officers by the end of 2025. A survey released on Monday found 63% of Minneapolis residents support that idea. But for now, he and the mayor believe 14 new hires for next year is the most the city council would approve.
So that's how that's going to be covered. And these police have to fucking know how they're going to be made to look if they do anything like that at the same time. They're aware.
This was a few years ago, and I don't know if it was quite as bad. And I mean, I know it wasn't quite as bad back then, but in these ultra lefty fucking areas, I mean, I wish I could like bump into any one of these cops like at a bar and ask them like point blank, like, yeah, you want to be able to billy club these dudes, right? Like, as you see them swarming around people, like, you want to be able to arrest them, right? I just want to see what the response would be and like get them to sort of get into why, like what kind of order, not that they would necessarily be candid about that, but get them to sort of get into why they're not doing it. Like, why aren't?
Because they're told not to, because they're following orders. They don't want to lose their job.
Yeah. At the very least,
can't do shit
at the very least, I got to give these cops credit. They did sort of divide this Tyler Baggins dude from the psychos that were swarming around him and kind of getting them away at the very least. But I think anything short of, like, in my opinion, from what I've seen, anything short of just arresting these fuckers on sight is siding with them. It's committing like the middle ground fallacy, in my opinion. And my opinion is backed up by thousands and thousands and thousands of videos of them being violent mobs. So
yeah, but like if the cops go and talk to them, like, they don't talk and even have a conversation. They like, I don't know, they should be easy to arrest because they're acting like hyphy black people.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, they're acting pretty arrestable, you know? Like, I don't know, what do you guys usually do if you're at a traffic stop and someone's doing this? What the fuck?
Everybody wants to be heard. Everybody has a right to be heard. We just want to make sure that everybody is heard in a safe, calm order. Me too.
Same spiel from Boston.
I'm not here.
And that's Wisconsin. Completely different region.
Dude, was that a fucking really surreal feeling that, like, you were going across the fucking country and it felt the fucking same in each state?
I mean, they got the same gear, they got the same tactics, they got the same spiel ready for people that are being fucked with by the mob.
Did that feel like fucking weird though? That, like, you're like, wow, this is a national fucking issue.
Yeah, and then when I try to talk to so-called normies about it, they either play dumb or they don't even know about it, and there's they'll
lose their toys if they start fucking investigating it and start going against the grain of the fucking society.
There's very little I can do to explain to normies what's happening, like, unless they're actually open to loading up these videos and looking at the truth, you know?
Yes. I'm not going to touch anybody. I'm not here to hurt anybody. So
that's why we just wanted to get a little bit of space. So,
and kudos for the people out there. I'm not going to go around.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what you said about the Boston cops, too. It's like, do they just not want to do their job? Like, think of which one's easier. Talk to the one reasonable person or talk to the 50 fucking banshees. Which one's easier? He's like, you gotta make my job so hard if there's a fucking calamity.
I don't understand, dude. Like, for me, it would be cathartic and satisfying as fuck to arrest one of these fuckers.
They gotta get in trouble, dude.
Especially
if something fucking happens.
Especially if I saw them doing that, but apparently these cops don't feel the same way,
well, they might feel the same way, but like, they want to keep their job, dude. They've been told to. They all act in a uniform way. It would be really weird that none of them were told to act this way, and they all across the country decide to act that way. That's a top down order right there.
Yep.
I'm just saying, guys, just I'll do that. Thank you.
There we go. Oh my God! I'm glad I got that.
Stop. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is, I believe, the same event. This was before the Tyler Baggins thing you just saw. This guy's name is Scott McCullough. He's like a wastoid, molesty, gropey. In this video, like, this is just like straight up dude groping me and like rocking back and forth like a drunk fucking psycho. Borderline like dry humping me, dude. Like, this was not cool. But I mean, again, like, well, yeah, you'll just hit play. You'll see. They're trying to get me. They're trying to get me out of the space.
Is this direct action? Is it? Why are you touching me, dude? Why are you touching my ass? Straight up, dude. Get the fuck away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me, dude.
Let's be cool. Let's keep it low. Let's keep it low.
So you're clearly inebriated and you're touching my ass and shit. Just get away from me, dude.
Go home, buddy. Go home, buddy. Does anyone want to go handle Miles?
How's that not a cult?
Go home, buddy. Go home, buddy.
Wait, that's Miles. Dude, don't touch me, man. Fuck. You should get away from me, dude.
Oh, get away from me, bro.
Go home, please.
I can't, though. You see how I can't go home?
Right there. Right.
Dude, what you're doing is straight up sexual harassment. You realize that? He was touching my ass just now. Okay, so now you're lying. Oh, so believe the victim doesn't really apply anymore, does it? It doesn't apply anymore. Oh, I see. Dude, get the hell away from me, dude. Get the hell away from me, you fucking asshole. Get away from me, you fucking dumpy gingerbeard. These guys are harassing me. These guys are straight up harassing me. Like, he's touching my ass and shit.
Go home, buddy. Go home.
Why do you think the cops aren't doing anything about what you're doing? Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? Mr. 75 genders, why do you think that is?
Go home. Go home, buddy.
Is this legal? I mean, I'm sure it is.
Go home, buddy.
Do you think annoying me like that is gonna work?
You gotta get out of here, dude.
Right, I understand that you're a mindless drone who's been brainwashed. Okay, can you get them away from me, please?
It's time to go, my friend. Let's get out of here. It's time to go. Put down home, buddy. Go home, buddy.
Nope. You're gonna make a compilation of just cringy, psychotic leftists, you realize. You're gonna be famous.
Go, buddy.
You understand that?
Go home. Get out of here. It's time.
Now he's humping my leg. Now he's fucking humping my leg, dude.
It's time to go. It's time to go. Buddy. It's time to go. How does it go? Time to go.
I would like you to step away from this gentleman.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
We understand what you're doing right. Okay. Thank you very much.
Can I, and I would like to stay as far away from that as possible, but still be.
How you doing?
Good.
My name's Ryan, by the way.
Dan. Nice to meet you.
Just, okay.
I'll stay away from them.
Yep,
Absolutely.
If you would keep a little distance for me, I would appreciate that.
Okay.
I'm not telling you have to evacuate out of here.
Okay.
It's just your right to do what you're doing. You're filming. We get that all the time. And if that's all it is, then I will sort of have your back on this, which is why I just did what I did.
Listen to this cop. Well, I suppose that if you could help me make my job easier, it would be a lot better.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. He must be homegrown, was a fucking nerd in fucking class. Everyone picked on him. He became a police officer to institute with the law. Jesus, he sounds like fucking Professor Fink from the fucking Simpsons.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude.
And it's
Thank you, sir.
Okay, but again, if you would help me by keeping a little space,
Will do.
I would appreciate that.
I will stay away from them if I can.
You just
Should I
standing
go
here
here?
doing what you're doing, that is perfectly within your right to do. Okay?
Can I get past them? Because I was trying to go away from them. Let's see. I'll just go around. I will go well around.
Away from them.
All right, I'm gonna go around.
Again, if this group has some issues with you, think I would just again ask you to keep a little distance.
Okay.
Can you have an issue with that group?
And like, dude, I would ask him to just like indiscriminately pummel them in the temple with billy clubs for what they're doing, because anything short of that is committing the middle ground fallacy.
What do you mean the middle ground fallacy?
Like, there's clearly, he's like, oh yeah, you have your thing.
Oh yeah, fence-sitters, yeah.
You have your thing, they have their thing. I'm in the middle.
There's violence on both sides of the political aisle, and it's like, all right, well, if it happens, antagonization happens a lot more on one side.
Exactly. So he's acting like it's sort of a middle thing. Well, we're just trying to keep two sides separate, but clearly one side is way more molesty, and he's not doing anything. He's doing the bare minimum about it, but he's not doing what should be done about it.
Go home, buddy. Go home, buddy. Home, buddy.
Did you hear that in your sleep?
No, I mean, I do oftentimes, like, I barely ever watch my own shit. This would be an example.
How do you not watch your own shit? Does it just bum you out over and over again? I guess your footage is way more of a bummer than, yeah.
Kind of traumatic, mildly, dude. I mean, like,
right?
Living through it and then editing it up and then, so reliving it is not really, it's not really on my list of things to do. I mean, some of the videos are funny. I'll watch those sometimes, but for the most part, yeah, I don't watch my own shit at all.
It's just a constant reminder of everything deteriorating around you.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. And that hit real good during fucking quarantine race war, man. Holy shit, the PSYOP, the fucking MK Ultra is in full effect, buddy. It is in full fucking effect.
Let me just give a primer of sorts here.
Yeah.
Dude in the fucking balaclava, whatever the fuck you call it, Antifa. That dude.
Balaclava, yeah.
That dude's name is Andrew Cox. He's a local Antifa psycho, like anarcho-communist. And what he's about to do is jack a MAGA dude's Make America Great Again hat right in front of the cops. And what you'll also potentially see is the guy I mentioned earlier, John Fleissner, the Milwaukee Public Schools open Antifa supporting art teacher, standing like right next to the cop, right fucking next to the cop, right?
Like he's a sub-boss in a video game?
Like a mini boss, right, yeah.
Like a Double Dragon just fucking hanging out against the wall before you have to fight him?
Shit is Double Dragon or Final Fight, isn't it? But we can't, but it's like also mixed with that Final Fantasy Tactics game where, I don't know, this is a way more obscure gaming reference, but where if you violate certain rules in battle, you're penalized. So basically, you're not allowed to.
Yeah.
You're not actually allowed to beat up motherfuckers trying to beat you up in the beat 'em up.
That game isn't fun at all.
Yeah. So yeah, just hit play.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the thing too. When people get like attacked wearing MAGA hats, whenever I'm arguing with lefties, I'm like, I can show you compilations of people getting attacked wearing MAGA hats. Can you show me any footage? Footage isn't data, dude. Can you show me any footage of people getting attacked wearing fucking pussy hats?
Yeah.
You can't. And nothing. It does nothing. Head in the sand.
Okay, so he grabs him. Just stop. Guy standing right behind that cop that just grabbed Andrew Cox is John Fleissner, dude I kept talking about, right? So see,
the guy in the blue?
No, the guy with the fucking mask.
Oh my god. He blended in with the fucking scenery, dude. He's a little ninja. He fucking meshed in with the door. I couldn't see him.
Yeah, so that's the dude who was leaning up against the pole at the abortion clinic.
That guy doesn't look suspicious at all.
And he's standing.
That guy doesn't look suspicious at all, dude. Everyone dresses like that.
Standing right behind the cop. Well, he's one of the leaders. He and Ben Turk. So three of the main people of interest in this movement in Milwaukee are Ben Turk, John Fleissner, and Andrew Cox. Like, they seem to be three of, like, I don't know, low to mid-tier sort of operatives in this operation. Like, they seem to be potential. I mean, I don't have any concrete evidence of this, but they
I know what you're saying.
Seem to be potentially, like, you know, like maybe the paid sort of rabble rousers. Like, it's their job to go round up idiots.
There's a hierarchy,
right? It seems to be their job to maybe go around the campus or go around like the punk scene or like the dive bars and like recruit mentally ill druggies or like dumb low.
How hilarious is that? They're so against capitalism, but they still have like store managers. He's like a manager. He's responsible for hiring. He's responsible for floating around, maintaining everyone's doing their job.
Yep.
It's still like a fucking capitalist hierarchy.
Grabbing him. Ooh. Let him go. See? See?
Fucking
Stop,
baby.
Stop. Oh, you hear who said let him go? It was fucking John Fleissner saying let him go.
Let him go.
Let him go.
Stop.
So John Fleissner goes, let him go. And what do they do?
Don't.
And what do they do? Let him go.
Wow.
Let him go.
That the other guy got put in fucking handcuffs for getting his flag stolen, and he straight up just brazenly in front of everybody went right up and fucking, and then, oh, dude, this is why they're cry bullies. It never got beat out of them as kids, dude. It really. That cry bully shit of you do something wrong and then immediately fucking, like, I don't know, children do that, dude. They're emotionally underdeveloped.
And so, basically, John Fleissner stands behind the cops, seemingly like supervising or something, you know. Andrew Cox jacks the fucking personal property of the MAGA dude right in front of the cops, right in front of John Fleissner. Other cop rushes over the female cop, the flumpy dumpy one that actually I've encountered.
Flumpy dumpy?
At a flumpy dumpy female cop. I've encountered her in another potential video that we could load up where the cops were called on, the cops were called on me at this very self-same campus. The self-same campus police were called on me, and all I was doing was just filming a public event. And they basically they made me delete the footage. We can look at that next if you want.
Ooh. Yeah. That sounds spicy.
But yeah, as you can see, basically, in my interpretation of this video, is dude fucking ordered the cops to let Andrew Cox go, and they did.
Yeah, he's lurking around. How do you know his identity? How do you know who he is? Because he's wearing his face is covered, and he's wearing sunglasses indoors.
Oh, I have his, I have his voice that I recognize. I guess you have to fucking take my word for it. Maybe 4chan can do weaponized autism. This dude for some Unmask Antifa if they care enough.
Yeah, I've shot a thousandth of the fucking videos you shot, but you definitely notice the same people sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
You know it's them.
I've seen him unmasked at protests. I've seen him with with the COVID mask on at protests. You can load up. Actually, I was on the big screen at this very same protest when Milo was talking. Right, we can load that video up too, and we can hear dude.
Yeah.
You want to load that video up next? I could send that to you. Just continue it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey. All right. Go back. Go
Stole it again. You see that?
The police
Did it
are your
happen
best
there?
buddies all of a sudden. The police are your best buddies all of a sudden. You fucking fraud.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah. No, you're anti-cop, aren't you?
I'm anti-cop. Honestly, man. You're still the one who is hiding behind the cop.
Who said I'm anti-cop?
I'm hiding, dude. Here's my fucking face. I'm Daniel Durst. What's good, dude? What's your name? What's your face?
Fuck off.
Oh yeah.
Joseph Stalin, bitch. No KKK, no fascist USA. You're probably
So edgy. I'm Joseph Stalin, bitch. That was edgy.
In this video, you'll see John Fleisner dude get all fucking aggressive on the big screen at the Breitbart camera guy.
Let's do it.
We can in fact share with you some of the lovely behavior of your fellow students towards innocent cameramen. Do we have that somewhere? We should, oh, there we go. You see it all happening very quickly.
USA! No Milo! No KKK! No
Milo.
fascist USA! No Milo! No KKK! No fascist USA!
Practically a laugh track.
No Milo! No
Right?
KKK! No fascist USA! No KKK!
What?
No fascist USA! No Milo! No KKK!
Up in the camera.
No fascist USA!
I'm a menace now. Milo. She doesn't even know my fucking name.
Wait. Yep.
Yo, why are you guys pushing me? Who's the one starting it? Just USA! No Milo! No KKK! No fascist USA!
Cameras put them in danger as they get in front of the camera.
No Milo! No KKK! No fascist USA! No Milo! No
Say what?
KKK! No fascist USA! No Milo!
Oh my god.
No KKK! No fascist
I can't chant the same thing for that long without getting bored.
Oh god. I said that. That was me right there.
You've grown a lot, Durst.
Talking about.
I'm a Nazi now. Can you prove that? Do you know who I am? Fuck who I am. Do you know who I am? Fuck off. Do you know who I am? Give that shit. No, that's not. You don't fuck
Stop. That dude right there in the center, that's John Fleisner.
Yeah.
Right there. Someone can do some weaponized 4chan autism or whatever and find out, we might have to bust out more videos to sort of compare and contrast, because I do have a video of the dude unmasked, but yeah, dude's fucking...
His face is covered and he's wearing sunglasses indoor with a head covering. Yeah, that guy blends right in, right?
The sunglasses are on the head now. He's like, concealing his identity seems to only really matter at certain points. Like, at other events, like he'll take it down and put it back up. Like, same concept with COVID. It's like, it's almost a tacit admission that it's all bullshit. Like, this pretense, like, right? Well, one of the reasons they keep saying they need to cover their faces, well, we don't want to be doxxed. They do it because they want to assault people or do illegal fucking shit, right?
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
So that's John Fleisner right there. Again, MPS, Milwaukee Public Schools art teacher, open Antifa communist, open BLM supporter, shows his kid, like his art class kids, like Netflix specials like Blood on the Doorstep, which is if you look into that, it's a pro-BLM propaganda piece that was written about the Dontre Hamilton shooting, which that dude was sleeping on a park bench and the cop came up to him. He freaked out and grabbed the cop's baton, and the cop, of course, had to fucking, unfortunately, shoot him because, like, who wouldn't, cop or not, right? Someone comes at you.
Yeah.
Someone comes at you with a bludgeoning weapon, and you have a gun. Yeah, no shit. You're gonna shoot that motherfucker. Yeah, that's the kind of guys these are. These are a lot of teachers. These are like people who handle your food. I'm sure. You know, there's a lot of social workers. You know, probably people who work in like psychology, like in early childhood development. Like, this is scary shit, dude. You know, that's the kind of people these are.
Yeah. They made a movie about him.
Roger Hamilton?
Yeah. Blood is at the doorstep.
Blood on the doorstep.
Urban Milwaukee. Yeah. Oh my god.
And he showed that to his kids, like in his. I have the screen cap somewhere of him talking about showing that to his kids. It's a propaganda piece in art class.
Oh my god. Must have gotten so much positive praise.
Yep.
Did I play it?
I continue.
I'm tired of being told by these fascists who to hate. You know what
Nazism has taken a very camp turn, if this is the face of...
That's the classic. That's the classic fascism. How is he not? How is he not? How is he not? Explain. So he's a prejudiced racist. He's a prejudiced racist. How am I racist? Because I'm not white. Easy as that. Easy as that. You hear that? Because I am white. I am a racist. Tour. Look at the name of his tour. Who is he downgrading? This guy just discredited himself. Sorry, guys. How racism comes from a position of power. Something called people don't have. Who disagrees with that? Who disagrees with that? Yeah, we'll catch you outside the university. We'll have a conversation about it there. Yeah, come to the hood. We'll catch you. I'll show you my face outside the university. How about you go fucking across the street? Let's go across the street.
So tough with his fucking face covered.
You don't care about facts.
We don't care about you.
Center left liberal, you fucking idiot.
Anymore, man. Not the fuck anymore. Not the fuck anymore, dude. Fuck being center left. Fuck being left anything, dude. But yeah, he's like, yeah, come to the hood. You know, that dude's from Wauwatosa, dude. Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. Okay, that's like on the outskirts of Milwaukee. It's like a really nice, like, cul-de-sac off fucking suburb, you know? Maybe not suburb, but like I think it is a suburb, technically. He's like, come to the hood, come outside the university, we'll talk about it then. We'll take our masks off then. Yeah, right, dude.
Worst the worst, bitch.
What's up, y'all? You gonna brandish your sticks at some old dudes today? What's up? It's pretty ageist, don't you think? Microaggression? Maybe macro, even. A little bit of a macro aggression we got going here? Dude, come on. Come on. Oh, yeah. Oh, got your faces anyway. What's up, John Fleissner? How you doing, buddy? Get the fuck away from me. Fuck. Holy shit, dude. Fuck. Shit. When triggered SJW's attack. John Fleissner, public school teacher indoctrinating his kids and everything. You guys made it personal long time ago. I wonder what MPS would think about this. What's up, bro? How you doing? We got a Manarcho brocialist right here. What's up? Get the fuck away from me! Get the fuck! If you post some shit like that, you touch people, get the fuck away from me! If you touch me, get the fuck away from me! Get the fuck away from me! You don't touch anybody! I didn't touch shit! Yeah, I saw you touch somebody! No, I didn't! You don't fucking touch somebody! I touched a sign! You don't fucking touch me! I touched a sign, dude! Get over it! Get out of here! Don't fucking touch anybody! You don't fucking touch anybody here! I touched a sign, buddy! Yeah, don't fucking touch anybody! Liar! You're fucking done! Liar!
That is a Milwaukee Public Schools art teacher named John Fleissner, dude. someone can do some weaponized 4chan autism or whatever and find out, you know,
And it was like, well, what do you want to do to make the school a better place?
If you're a good teacher, you're like listening and understanding and trying to empathize and understand like what's going on out there so you can best, you know.
I just like to agitate people around the issues. I'll show you my face outside the university. You know, there's been different times where I play a more active role or think that I can help.
What's up, John Fleisner? How you doing, buddy?
I say that I'm by no means a leader.
John's an art teacher with Milwaukee Public Schools.
Students are the next wave in this movement. We're not going to be getting married as early. We're not going to be having kids as early. We won't own houses. We won't have cars.
So I can stay away from like hundreds of people. Tonight, that'd be really hard because there's like 3,000 people out here, I'd say.
I wish that students could be with us in those schools, but it's not safe right now. Yeah, we'll catch you outside the university. We'll have a conversation about it there. Yeah, come to the hood. We've just tried to do a lot of things to help Occupy Baltimore.
One woman tells Fox 45 News she was raped over the weekend.
Even worse, she says no one from the Occupy group has been willing to help her identify and catch her attacker. People are being assaulted, people are being raped.
We understand that, but we have a security team that actively deals with these situations.
But other campers are quick to jump in front of our camera, shoving and threatening. They say they'll handle it themselves and don't need the media or police. This woman who didn't want to be identified claims she was raped here in one of the tents Friday night.
We went down on Saturday night under threat of eviction to try and, you know, just witness and see what happened and take pictures and video and, you know, distribute it if that had happened. Thankfully, it didn't happen.
You lying scumfuck piece of shit. But, you know, what I wanted to highlight more broadly is that these motherfuckers were able to take over the fucking UWM cafeteria with masks on and their fucking communist flags and violently fucking intimidate people and steal their shit during a sanctioned speaking event. Again, why were they not hauled off on site for what they were doing? Like, this is not like, I don't think that this is, I don't know. I don't think this should be considered copacetic in a civilized society. I think that on site, these motherfuckers should be rounded up. That every day that's not happening. I mean, fuck. Let's look. What other kind of? We could look at another video from Charlottesville of the riot police shoving the alt-right dudes into the Antifa mob. Thus, in mine and many people's opinion, was the catalyst for the chaos that led to hire getting run over.
So yeah, so do you have? Are you able to find
Do you
it?
want to look at the same frumpy dumpy cop from the UWM Milo thing?
Yeah, just
telling me that I have.
Yeah, send me a link.
Telling me that I have to delete the footage of the talk.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna grab that. Have you seen? Have you seen this video previously?
I don't think so.
Holy shit! This is like a gem for my channel. This is an old classic, dude. This was very revelatory. I think on Facebook it even got like 10,000 hits. let me prime this by saying this is from when I was at the same campus, UW Milwaukee. I was filming the public event of one Rebecca Sheldon. She was doing some kind of like kooky far left, like witch, like I don't even know what the fuck they were talking about. It's like something having to do with like feminism and how it relates to eco pessimism, I believe was the terminology. So
yeah,
and so I was filming, just sitting there quietly filming, and they got all around me like, "Hey, you need to delete that. Why are you filming that? Delete that." And so my buddy and I, Riley, we just kind of like dipped out, and they gave chase. Like they fucking started following us. Said, "Call the cops, right?" All of this would be on video. What you're about to see is the cops sort of like intimidating me into deleting the video. But luckily I sort of like I scrolled through the files and like what do you call it? Sort of deceived them into believing that I deleted everything, and that's why I was able to get away with the video footage that you're seeing right now, or what you're about to see right now.
Yeah.
So let it roll, I guess.
Word.
Do you have an ID?
What is going on?
What's going on?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We got a call. Are you with him? 126, I'm also fine. Yeah, no, you can go. So what's going on today?
I was just at a lecture filming, and they told me they're calling the cops on me.
Okay. Where were you?
At UWM.
Okay. So what? I guess my question is, where were you where they were gonna call the cops on?
Just sitting there recording. They came up to me sort of in an intimidating fashion.
Were you in there?
No, at UWM.
Okay, so how did you guys get over here? And who's
They were trailing behind me and my friend, and
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Well, can we see your ID?
Prefer not to.
Okay. Well, do you
Just
have a
stop. Pause.
Yeah.
You recognize this frumpy dumpy cop from the previous video we watched, right?
Yeah.
She's one of the ones that rushed over and grabbed Andrew Cox after he stole the hat, and then after John Fleisner said, "Let him go," they immediately, like this same cop right here on the screen, let dude go. Rather than, of course, like arresting him or beating him into the ground, which is what every every sane, rational person wants to see happen. But yeah, just to establish, that this is the exact same cop. So
they're
about to
I don't know.
coerce me into deleting the footage, and I would admittedly, like, okay, a lot of people in the comments would be like, "Oh, you need to learn your rights," but like, dude, whatever, man. Right schmites, like, you don't have rights in this country. You have temporary privileges, okay?
Well, you just spent this time showing how the cops are already not on your side. So I would be untrusting of cops in these situations specifically. If you were just walking down the street, I wouldn't feel the same as if I was out there so many times seeing across the country that they're not on your side. Like, I don't know how you should be able to, like, what is the point of getting into an altercation with that cop?
I mean,
they're already essentially not headhunting you, but they're already, like, the way she's asking you questions, she's like, oh, like, she's already assuming something about you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, she's like, we're doing an investigation. It's like, of what? They called the cops on me for filming a public event. They don't want like right-wing groups, and they especially don't want normies in the so-called center or moderate wing to see this kind of crap. And that's precisely the purpose of this channel, is to show these stupid fucking normies, these stupid centrists, so-called, what's actually happening, right? And they don't want they don't want their talks, their lectures, their protests to be seen by people in the center. So that's why they call the cops.
Well, God knows what they said to the cops. That you're harassing people, possibly that you're threatening people. Like, you don't know what they said to the cops. It probably wasn't true, whatever it was. They didn't say some guy is simply filming us, I would assume.
Yeah, and I swear to you, I was literally just sitting there as an attendant. It was in a tiny little classroom, too, like a few tables, like maybe a maximum of, like, I'm being generous here, too, probably like 17 people were watching. like including myself and Riley, we were just sitting there. I was just sitting there with my phone propped up, just recording the event. That's it. I got the cops called. Yeah, just to continue if you like.
Yeah, I've seen footage of you as well, where like you're at like a town hall, you're just sitting there and you make a comment, and then they start turning on you like fucking zombies.
I don't think.
I'm gonna tell you something. We gotta figure out who you are. Okay.
I haven't done anything.
Listen,
okay.
We're doing an investigation. Okay.
Okay.
We're talking to her. We're talking to you. We never said you did anything wrong. However, we have to know who we're talking to, and to figure out what's going on today. Okay. So that's why we need your name. Okay.
Okay.
So for us being under investigation, that's why we need your name. Okay. So would you provide us your name, please?
My name's Dan.
Dan, is it Daniel or Dan?
Just Dan.
What's your last name?
It's Durst.
Okay, can you spell that?
Durst.
How you doing?
Good. How are you doing? Good. Yeah, so I was just at a lecture filming, and they just kind of, if you want a synopsis.
So no, what she told me, so they do it's a private meeting where they give either a lecture or they have conversations with professors, and it's organized on the 9th floor at Curtin Hall, and people that know that go to these meetings here know that they're not supposed to film, and if they do film, it's copyright.
Yeah.
So what they did, they approached him to see if he could just delete his footage. He didn't want to do that. They tried leaving. They didn't want to give him his name. So that's where we're at now. Correct? Is that kind of what happened?
I told him that I wasn't going to likely use it anyway.
Okay.
For anything.
But why even film it? I mean, if you're going to attend a meeting like this and know that you can't do it, why would you even do it?
I didn't know that.
You just didn't like the way they approached you then afterwards or something?
There was no sign. There was no sign. There was no sign.
There's no sign.
There's no sign saying you can't record. It's at a public university. Everything that cop said is bullshit. So yeah, that's what these psychos told the cops. Lies, just like complete total lies.
As we were walking off
Well,
campus,
it looked real serious, and now that I know the issue, I mean, how would you feel if you just deleted in front of us and the problem is done then, or this issue?
I mean, am I under any legal obligation to not have this on my phone?
You would be violating their copyright to
just have it on my phone?
If you upload it, I would say, yeah.
I don't really have any intention of uploading it.
Well, then why even keep it then?
I don't really, I mean, I just didn't, number one, I didn't know that I wasn't allowed to do that in the first place, and number two, I didn't realize that the lighting was going to be
that's the first thing I asked him, like, do people, when people come to these meetings, like, how is it known? That's what I'm going to find out. How's it even known that you're not supposed to do this?
Yeah, I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to in the first place, and second of all, I didn't know that the lighting was going to be as bad, because there was barely any lighting on. Okay. So that
very nice.
This is true.
You know, you're pretty good with the law. Okay, you pretty know what you can do, what you can't do, right? Obviously, okay. Yeah, you know you can record it. It's not really a big issue if you just delete it, and we can go on our separate ways.
Well, I won't. I mean, I just won't upload it. Like that. That should be the end of it. You know.
Well, can you
a civil matter.
For us.
September 30th, 1985.
It's Dan, right?
Yes.
Okay. How do you spell your last name? D-U-R-S-T?
Yes.
Middle initial for you, Dan?
L.
Well, we appreciate you providing your name. Thank you for that cooperation.
Well, I mean, I would just like to be on my way, and I just won't upload the lecture.
I mean, the only reason we made contact with you, the only reason is because we got called.
Okay.
We have to do our investigation part. Once we figure everything out, then you'll be on your way.
I basically just ducked in there because they were essentially harassing me and my friend, and he ran off. I don't know where he went.
Was he recording as well, or was
no? We were just checking it out. I mean,
so they were, look at that. So you clearly see how they're just like doing the bidding, doing the bidding of leftists on campus. Like just this falls in line with the theme of cops siding with Antifa, like blatantly. They're trying to coax me into like giving my name and like all this information, which I don't actually have to do.
Right.
I don't think. And I I definitely did not have to delete the footage. See, that footage in and of itself, like I said, like I could tell that the lighting and the sound was not going to be good. It wasn't even going to be that quality of a video. The lecture itself was kind of boring. Like I pretty much knew that it was going to be a flop. But as this was happening, you know, I knew that this was going to be the real fucking scoop, right? Cops got called on me for filming a public event at a public university. This is a civil matter. Like this is something that should be, if it's a copyright violation, it would be a civil matter after the fact. If I uploaded it, they would like get their lawyers involved. You know what I mean? That's how.
Right, but that's not the police's job to like make you delete it. It's like, okay, if you commit a crime, like they're doing like fucking crime prevention. Like before you commit a crime, we'll just have you delete it. It's like, well,
crazy.
I have to commit a crime first.
Insane. Like, yeah. So this is this might be one of the most egregious examples of cops siding with Antifa, for sure. And yeah, again, the name of the lecturer was Rebecca Sheldon, and I wonder what tribe she is a member of. But you can look into her, associations and what she lectures about. It's very, very psychotic and very incoherent. Like half the reason I was bored the entire time is because it's not meant to make any sense. It's just meant to fucking fuck with your brain, scramble your brain, so that they can sound smart. They can keep getting grants from universities that we're all paying tax dollars toward. By the way, property taxes. Your property tax goes up because of this shit. Your rent has to go up. That's one of the big reasons why you live in one of these big cities. Your rent is so fucking high is because we're financing lectures on feminist eco-pessimism, and so that the cops can come through and prevent citizen journalists or commentators from recording public events. So
yeah, everyone's supposed to sit, nod, and bend the knee.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
We're trailing behind me.
And you're a student, right?
No.
You're not a student?
What I don't know what any of this has to do with.
I'm just curious. I mean, you were on UW.
I'm just curious.
It's really dumb.
So, at this.
Both of these cops are extremely stupid. Like, you see that, right?
Yeah.
Like they intentionally hire the lowest or middling IQ cops they can. Right? Like that. That's sort of.
Well, it sounds like they were sent there to have you delete the video in your phone. It sounds like before they left, they were told to have you delete the video in your phone. That's what it sounds like they were told to do. And so no matter what the conversation is, it has to end with you deleting the video
at the behest of these psycho fucking. The department that put this event on was called the Center for 21st Century Studies. Center for 21st Century Studies. If anybody in the viewership in the comments wants to look that up, look up their associations, look up the kind of lectures they put on. Rebecca Sheldon, it's all there. It's all fucking psycho shit, man.
At this point, am I being detained or am I free to go?
Continue.
Right now you're being detained because of the investigation that we're doing. Right now, until that officer comes back and we figure out what's going to happen, then you can leave.
So what's the investigation? That you were filming somewhere where you weren't supposed to film, so there's an investigation?
This is just like don't hire, right? Like, or like test for higher IQ like requirements or both, right?
Like what are they investigating? How is that an investigation?
I don't know, man.
How can the cops be called on you for they didn't do any investigating. They just want you to delete the video on the phone. What are they investigating? What are they going to investigate? Are they going to do fucking fingerprints? What are they going to do?
I don't know.
Oh
It's probably to create a chilling effect so that Antifa can have Antifa and BLM and feminists can have continued hegemony on campus.
It's like what happens in the UK when they try and speak out against Muslims and whatnot. The cops just let you go. Let's just let you know, no, just don't do that. I'm telling you just to not do it.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, just keep going.
Yes, we can legally detain you because of an investigation. So, my guess is that once this officer is probably talking to a supervisor. Once we figure things out, then we can at least release you and you'll be on your way, okay? So you're just gonna have to bear with us for a moment.
So all of this for recording a lecture.
Unfortunately,
Really?
you're not supposed to record the lecture. That's where we stand right now.
Well, I'm not supposed to upload the lecture.
Well, if they say that you can't record, you can't record. Period. You shouldn't even have it on your phone at all.
That seems, I don't know, that doesn't seem correct. I mean, this is my personal property. You know what I mean?
Well, I understand that.
Did you hear that? You're not supposed to have it on your phone. Did you hear that?
Yeah, like, is that a law? Like, she's literally saying that, like, these people just want you to take it off your phone is the effect of what she's saying.
She's saying,
well, yeah, but they want you to take it off your phone.
She's trying to convince me that the law is that if psycho leftists don't want video of their lecture on my personal device, they have the right to enforce that. I mean, so either she's like the dumbest cop ever, which is possible, or maybe there's some more nefarious fucking shit going on here that basically they just do whatever these fucking leftists order them to do, which, again, in the previous video with John Fleisner, Andrew Cox, Ben Turk, that is, in my opinion, what happened. Like, John Fleisner said, let him go, and they let him go after he stole the fucking hat, you know? Like, I don't think he got...
And you recorded, yeah.
I don't think you got to be too tinfoil hat to, like, observe what I'm observing here. In my interpretation of this, like
the kind of attention they're giving you right now for when you recorded one of their, the whole issue is you recording what they're doing. Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
That's your greatest offense is documenting what they're doing.
Yep.
Yeah. An investigation.
You have to abide by the laws as well as at UWM. If they ask you, hey, you can't record this, you can't record this. It's just like traffic. You can't go through a red light. It's illegal, right?
Oh my
you have
God.
to abide by legal law. If you can't, they tell you, and that's
legal law.
Their right to say.
She's incredibly stupid.
Because of copyright.
I think, well, the copyright says that, that I can't upload it, which I don't really have any intention of doing at this point.
If they tell you that you can't be recording in the class, then you shouldn't be recording, period.
They told me that after the fact, though. I mean, I didn't...
I wasn't there, so I don't know what they told you prior or not. Okay?
I was under no contact with them prior. I just came in, and now here comes the lecturer. And now...
I'm not lecturing you. I'm just
No, the lecturer. I'm not saying you are the lecturer. I'm not saying...
What a moron.
So, Dan, what were you doing in the lecture?
Sitting there quietly listening and recording.
Go ahead.
So...
There she is right there. She walked past Rebecca Sheldon.
Okay.
The person who just walked.
Oh, that
was the lecturer right there. She was walking past. That was Rebecca Sheldon.
Do you need anything? I'm just trying to understand why you were there. I mean, did you want to listen to the lecture? Is that why you were there?
Yeah. Just personal curiosity. I don't see
How
why.
did you know the lecture was taking place?
Word of mouth. Why is any of this pertinent?
Well, I'm just trying to understand why you're there. What kind of lecture was it?
What kind of lecture was it?
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure, actually. I found it difficult to interpret, but that's curiosity. You know what I mean?
Well, I have some shitty camera skills right now.
You nervous, dude? You didn't think this shit was gonna happen.
Well, I don't think that we actually
So I mean, am I being taken somewhere? What's going on here?
Straight into this officer comes over here.
Okay.
Excuse us.
They really don't want your report.
All right, fine.
So, okay, cool with that?
Fine, that's cool.
Okay, so
I wasn't gonna upload it anyway.
No, so you're gonna delete it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's show Rebecca that you're gonna delete it.
All right.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Show Rebecca.
Right.
It's all about Rebecca.
Right now.
All right.
Being forced to delete it.
So that guy with the gray hair is the Center for 21st Century Studies guy And yeah, so in this freeze frame right there, the chick with the in the black black jacket, that's Rebecca Sheldon. That was the lecturer. Just absolute psycho. But yeah, I mean, like, you know, pretty much the end of the video, like, I comply with deleting the lecture portion itself, but I didn't delete this portion because this is like the damning like evidence right here. This is like the damning sort of footage, like showing exactly how fucking psychotic this all is and who runs the show over there at UWM. And well, in the city more broadly, like Milwaukee is the only city in America that I know that has had 2 socialist mayors. And this is like a while ago,
But it was to appease Rebecca. Show Rebecca that you deleted it. Like, they keep treating it's so fucking infantilizing, dude. Show her you deleted it. Like, is this the law that I had to show her I deleted it? Why can't the police just see it? Why do you have to show Rebecca that you deleted it? Don't you just have to show the police? That's how much they're bending the knee. Now show Rebecca.
Wonder why they are putting forth so much effort to appease one particular person.
At this point, yeah, all the fucking like violence and whipping of coke cans at people and pepper spraying motherfuckers and like street brawling had been going on for some time. And at some point, I'm not exactly sure where in the video, you'll see riot cops shoving the crowd of alt-right motherfuckers into the crowd of Antifa BLM mofos, which we could definitely surmise that caused a lot of additional unrest and chaos in the streets that wasn't necessary. Like a lot of other people were pointing out that during this day that the cops were sort of hands off and not really doing their job in terms of like dividing the 2 groups, like preventing the violence from happening. The cops just basically like allowed the violence to happen up until this point when they declared it an unlawful assembly and sprayed and pushed and sprayed the alt-right dudes into the opposing crowd. So we'll maybe skip around a little bit and determine like when that happens.
Wow.
Get him out!
They're feeding them to wolves. Give them to us.
Give them to us.
Shame.
Yeah, as you can see, they were shoving them into the fucking crowd. Like, that's fucking insane, dude.
When they're like yelling, give them to us.
Give them to us. I didn't even notice that the first time. I didn't even fucking notice that part. Wow. You put on headphones and actually like go through it like moment by moment.
You imagine hearing that, just getting shoved down the fucking steps by fucking riot police. Like, why are you pushing us in this direction? Why can't you open up and let us go through?
As they're pushing, these fucking psychos are saying, give them to us, feed them to us, feed them to us.
How is that not like a fucking cult, dude? Ugh.
Oh, it is. What, 7, 8 examples from across the country, multiple different regions, different police forces, some campus police, you know, blatantly siding with Antifa, deferring to treating.
Meanwhile, they can do whatever they want.
Treating with kid gloves, deferring to doing conciliatory gestures toward, or just flat out supporting Antifa and BLM mobs. This was like 3-4 years ago, you know, give or take. And so now I think we know what the antecedent to what we're seeing in the streets now was. Like, this is what I was trying to fucking warn people, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it was, but I like these deep dives though, where you're like pointing out like this similar people at the same people at fucking protests.
Oh, dude, yeah, we could do.
And it's like the lurking around.
We could do deep dives on Beardo, Gingerbeard McCucknuts, aka fucking what's his face, Ben Turk, and we can do a deep dive on John Fleissner. We can do a deep dive on Base Stoneface out of Seattle. I mean, it won't be like a deep dive as in like I know a bunch about him, but I have a whole bunch of videos.
Exactly.
Of him. I have a whole bunch of videos of him in Seattle. Fucking with Gabe, too. There was a video where dude was, like, stalking Gabe on his way home, like, on the bus. He got on the same bus as him. Everything. Yeah, but that could be another video. There's a lot of material to go over, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want to mirror these fucking podcasts on yours, like, the cross-promo is always good. And
I know, man,
part of
but
it. Part of it, so...
I just like doing shit like this, and like I don't know, man. I'm able to get some debates with lefties, and I don't want them to. I don't know. I'm hesitant to release them. I'd rather fucking have long conversations with them and then go over crazy shit they say, and because otherwise they're just gonna know that I'm doing that. Otherwise I'll get the Durst stamp, where then they're like, oh, I don't fucking associate with that person. But right now I can call them away from the herd and fucking talk to them.
And then they don't already know what you're gonna do. Like you don't like. How do you approach them? You just say like, "I disagree with you."
Well, I ham it up and I'm like, you won't say that into a microphone. You won't do it. You're too much of a pussy to say it into a fucking microphone and show your face. You won't do it. You won't say it into a microphone. And then 1 out of 20 times, one of them's like, oh, fucking, I'm liking myself to a streamer. I'm watching a Bosch. And I've been thinking of regurgitating the same political rhetoric into a fucking live stream for a fucking few months now. I'll fucking do this. All their thoughts are completely unformed.
Mm-hmm.
And it just shows what kind of person, what kind of low IQ person it gets hip to this shit. They don't think past what they've been told.
Yeah.
And that's the funny part with like research. It has to be somebody else feeding them the fucking opinion. Like, don't you want to see? I saw in the comments on the fucking video, somebody was like, you're right, it's not data, it's evidence.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, it is data, though, because if there's whatever you want to call it, I mean, there's 1,000 fucking videos and counting and then some. Like, dude, it's just intellectual dishonesty if you're going to sit there and fucking argue that it doesn't show something. It literally does show something. That's what a video is. It demonstrates the psychosis of the, Antifa shinobi psychosystem.
Well, and that's what's funny about the leftist psychological projection. That's why they want to shut down speech. It's a projection because they are so susceptible to other people's opinions that they assume everybody else is. They assume that any regular person could just be easily swept off their feet with an ideology like they've been. It's like, no, people can like listen to shit they don't agree with and not fucking blindly follow it, unlike you guys.
You could potentially attend a far left or a far right event and go into it like as a dissenting thinker and come out still not agreeing with them, right? Like you and I both sort of intuitively understand that.
Right, and now I know what their side is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm fucking...
Sounds simple.
I'm fucking drained, dude. Like, I don't know how you can possibly consider going for another...
I'm undiagnosed autistic. I can't have any other explanation for it.
St. Louis. Tonight, cities across the country are bracing for a fifth night of protests following the deadly arrest of George Floyd in Minneapolis. Today, President Trump urged authorities to, quote, get tougher.
Over the last few nights, Minnesota has seen its share of violence and arson. But tonight could be the most dangerous night of all. Law enforcement officials believe that extremist organizations have infiltrated the protests intent on stirring up trouble. After 5 nights of violence, federal and state officials now have a better idea of who may be behind it. Attorney General William Barr.
The voices of peaceful protest are being hijacked by violent radical elements.
Investigators are pointing to white supremacist organizations and far left-wing extremist groups as being responsible for some of the violence. There has been widespread looting and arson. There have also been violent clashes with law enforcement. Before sunrise today, the cleanup was underway. Later in the day, residents brought brooms to help sweep up the debris. Emotions are raw after the death of 46-year-old George Floyd in police custody. Former police officer Derek Chauvin was arrested on Friday on third-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter charges. He was captured on cell phone video pressing his knee into Floyd's neck for more than 8 minutes. The chilling images sparked outrage across the country. There have been protests in Louisville, Boston, and Atlanta where demonstrators shattered windows and tossed bombs into CNN's headquarters.